But here you are saying, yes, one person can make a difference. You're willing to step up to the plate. And tell me a little about how you feel on education. I'll talk to you about principles later, but
Okay.
what do you feel that you can, or what you want to do to improve our education system?
Okay, well, it's very obvious that the educational system in Hawaii is broken and it needs to be fixed.
Sure.
And right now we're in a crisis mode because of all the years and years of not doing things the right way. And the crisis we have now with Furlough Fridays is a crisis we need to fix as soon as possible so the kids can go back into school. My fear, though, is that everyone is focused on this crisis, that the cause of the crisis is ignored. And if you ignore the cause of the problem, somewhere down the road, the effect of that cause is going to come back, whether you handle the Furlough Fridays or not. Last week or so, Cynthia Thielen wrote a commentary in the Star Bulletin, and she had some excellent points on ways not just to fix Furlough Fridays, but to fix education for the long haul. Some of her ideas were brilliant. One was that when the collective bargaining comes together, you have the unions, the DOE, the BOE, when they come together, there is no one representing the children. So why not have someone advocate for the children, because it's the children's education and they have the least amount of voice. So Cynthia says, let's get a representative to represent the children's interests among the unions and the board and the Department of Ed. Let them be involved with the negotiation process. Cynthia Thielen also said, let's go ahead and do an audit. Not just the budget, but the performance of the DOE. Okay. And let's hold people accountable for that. And the one that makes sense the most is let's legislate and mandate the number of days where the students have to be in school. Let's not be the lowest state in terms of how many days the kids are in school. Okay. Let's mandate a day based on the higher number so that our kids can get all the education they need. These are great ideas, and they sounded with me right away.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. I got a son who's in a private institution and a nephew who's in a public institution. Okay, and the difference, you would say, is thousands of dollars. Okay. Now, but also the public institution child receives thousands of dollars through taxes also, right?
Yes.
Okay, some of the numbers, like a student in Waianae per individual. I heard the numbers go as high as 15,000 or something, and different public schools. But are those tax dollars getting to the students?
I don't think so. You look at what a family, sacrifices to put their kids to Punahou or Iolani or St. Louis. You're talking about thousands of dollars. But I don't think the public is really aware. When you take the budget, the state budget for education, and you break it down per student, it comes down to, like you said, $12,000 to $15,000 per student, and they do distribute the money not straight across the board, but some places might get a little bit more than other places. But regardless, $12,000 plus per student, the system adequately funds enough for a proper education. It's not that we don't have enough money to teach our children the right way. It's not a shortage of money. It's the wisdom, the stewardship, it's the way that people use the money, and the way that the resources that money can buy is not getting filtered to the teachers and the students in the classroom. That is the big problem.
Pat Hashimoto is a very good friend of mine. I've talked to her, I've had her on this program, I will have her back again. She has a very big burden. She's one person, supposedly at the top, but then you have the unions in this corner, you have the teachers union. I mean, you got several entities in the Board of Education, which is like a government in itself.
Yeah.
Okay, the thousands of dollars that is needed to see my son through a private institution, he does not go to Iolani. But I wouldn't trade for the world. My nephew has a very good family, very talented, straight A student, but I don't believe he's getting the most out of that public institution that my son is getting from that private institution. You know, and that's sad. Why are we so, do you think we're so top heavy in the education system? I mean, here's the union saying what should be done to our schools, and Norman Sakamoto is also a very good friend of mine, but our schools still lack proper maintenance, leaking roofs, broken toilets, non-working air conditioning systems. And yet they still say we need more money, more money, more money. And through these years, we've been giving them more money, more money, more money. And it's still broken. It's still broken. What would you look at, or what questions would you ask if you could?
I think what needs to be done is an audit.
Okay.
And the way that the Department of Education spends their money has to be very transparent to the public.
Okay.
So the public can be very well aware of where the money is going. You know, how much is going to the bureaucracy or going towards the support in the DOE for the teachers, how much is actually getting to the classroom. And then based on that, different types of divisions of that money can be made more effective. I'm under the feeling that there's too much money being wasted in the bureaucracy of the DOE. Okay. There's too much money being wasted on duplication of services, too much money being wasted on systems or resources or personnel that are non-essential, that can be made more effective. And if we can find a way, just like a family would do, or a small business or a business owner would do, find ways to save money and consolidate costs and funnel the money to the place where it's needed the most, I think that would be the major key in terms of taking care of our kids in the classroom.
I, for one, feel that school teachers are not getting the respect that they're entitled to, you know, today. They're hardworking individuals, and yet their pay scale does not measure up to, let's say, blue-collar workers or anybody else. I mean, they have to put in years and years of advanced education. And I feel a lot of these public school teachers have their hands tied. The bureaucracy tells them what they can and cannot do, what they can and cannot teach a student. And I don't see the individual parents, again, getting involved like parents used to get involved with their children's education. And I can't blame the parents, because most of the parents, the head of the family, is working 2 jobs to pay for their mortgage or to send their kids to school, you know, to buy them the proper necessities that they need to have a good education. And I'm glad that you're going in fresh, clean, with an open mind.